Okay. Mm, mm. Hello, test. 1, 2, 3, hello. Okay, that's working. Ah. Hello. Hello. Ah, good. Hello. Ah, good. Okay. Um. Okay. So, today we are making Echidna from ReZero for a few reasons. One reason is I just watched ReZero Season 2 finally, and she was awesome. Reason number two is there's not a good 3D model of her that I saw anywhere. There's some decent ones, but I think I could do better. And three, I don't know. I feel like just starting a new model again, even though I have one like that's right in the middle of being made right now. And it's a long weekend, so I thought why not do like a speed model and kind of make it a challenge just to get one out, make it simple, and do it good. So, yeah. Right now, give me a minute while I get some image references, and I found quite a few that should be helpful. I'll have them up on the side, but some of the main, more interesting or useful ones I will actually put in here right away. So let me grab those. First, let's get a cube and let's make this, how tall is she? Let's look up her height. So if we do ReZero Echidna, go to her wiki page, I'm sure they have her height on there. Her body is mid-20s. Her actual age is over 400. Is there a height anywhere? Guess not. Okay, well, we'll guess that she's not short, but not tall. We'll make her like 1.5, 1.6. Somewhere around there, I think should be fine. Because that's 1 and then 0.6. Okay, that's 1.6 right there. Okay, this is how tall she's going to be roughly. And we will also start on actually getting this going. I found this. This looks pretty useful. Her head's kind of tilted down there, so I won't be able to use that directly as a reference, but still not bad. I found this side ref, which is pretty good. We'll definitely use that. I think this front ref should do pretty well. We'll see. Let me quickly kind of jump through more references I have, see if there's any other good ones. I have this side ref for the upper body that should work well. Here's kind of a front ref, an official artwork that should work pretty well as well. Let's see what else we have in here. I have some other random ones I might throw in a minute or two, but I think this is okay for now. And here's one more front ref. All right. So I guess since we have a lot of base references already, we can start with that. I think I'll use this one for now. It's not perfect, but if we go off of this side, it should be pretty good. Yeah. Just roughly do something like that. We'll size up this side reference to match. Looks pretty good. Rotate that. And we can start working off it now. Okay. So let's just lower this down for now, add another cube. Might as well go all the way up. Hello. How are you doing today? I'm streaming on YouTube instead of Twitch because, to be honest, I don't really like using Twitch. I don't use it for anything else, and all my viewers are on YouTube. Hey Harubi, sorry. I almost said your name wrong there. Well, since you're here and you're talking, is there anything you'd like to see specifically from this kind of session I'm doing? Right now I'm just going along like I normally would with making something. But I don't know if there's anything specific you're interested in seeing or not. So right now I'm doing is how I usually start a face, which is I outline a lot of what the shape of the face is from the side and the front. Okay, that still looks fine. And once I start with the jawline, and then I start with the side front profile with like the nose and the ears and such. It's always hard to match the front and sides up as well. They never actually match perfectly anyways, because they don't need to draw them to match. Ah, gotcha. Well, I'm glad you guys are stopping by to say hi and sticking around. I don't usually stream on Twitch. I just mentioned it because when I have streamed in the past, that's what I did. Like in an instance like this, where every once in a while I do want to stream, I usually would have done it there, is all. I'm not a fan of this side face reference actually. It's doesn't seem to kind of shape very well, but I'll go with it for now and see how it turns out. I'm not a fan of it. Okay. So now we have that. We can move this up, bring it near the eye, do the same thing. Hi, Kevin. Let's see. You've tried modeling characters multiple times, following tutorials. You can't seem to do it on your own. It's a really hard thing to do. I know I've been doing it for almost 3 years, maybe 3 years now, I think. And the first few times you make characters, they're not really going to turn out that well, especially the way you want them to. And it's kind of like, I guess it's the same with art or any kind of art related thing, which is you always have something in your head that's going to be better than what you want to do on paper, or in this case, on a screen. I struggled a lot. But I guess just doing things and following through, even if they're bad, is how I got to the point where I could start making them, because it's really easy to finish a model. It's just that it's hard to finish one when you think it's turning out worse than you are expecting. So I think the expectation is what makes it really hard of yourself. So I would say if you actually do want to try to model, and this is literally what I tell everyone, like when you try to make a model, just make one. It doesn't need to be good. Just go through the entire process from start to finish of making it how you want. And then after that, it'll be like significantly super duper easy compared to your first one. The first one's going to be the hardest, and still to this day my first one is the hardest. And as long as you go through the process of actually making it, you'll find that like you finally have an idea of what you need to learn, because that's the hardest part when you start learning anything, is how to learn how to get better, because you don't know the terms, you don't know all the resources you're going to need. So that's my rant on that. That's why I always tell all my friends, if you ever talk to one of them about how I try to get them to do things, and that's what I always say. Even nowadays for me, it's hard to finish one, since it always is going to be not quite what you expect it to be. But I make them for fun, and I try to keep that in mind when I do make them, is that I want to have fun doing it. And that's what I'm doing right now. I just want to have some fun and make something new and a character I like. No pressure of it being super good, better than other people's, or better than something, like, as long as it's better than what I've done before in some capacity, I think I can consider that to be a win. But yeah, I'm curious to see, like, even now I don't really know how well this is going to turn out. I hope it turns out good. But either way, even if it isn't turning out as good as I want, I still want to follow through with it, because sometimes it's good to finish something that doesn't turn out good, because I learn a lot from it that way. Sometimes I get too comfortable with what I do know and don't really expand out enough and learn new things. Sometimes failing gives you that motivation to go off and learn something new. Not the best way to motivate yourself, but sometimes that's what I have to do. Thanks for that. You're excited to see how the Echidna turns out? Yeah, thank you, man. You're welcome, and I'm excited to see how this turns out too. I have no clue how it's gonna go. So we are both waiting to see. How long have I been doing anime modeling? I think I made my first anime model sometime late 2018 or no, 2019. I think it was early 2019 is when I was starting to do it. So approximately 3-ish years ago. But I haven't really been doing it like definitely not been doing it full time or anything. I was going to college when I first started, going to university for engineering, and just did this on the side. And I'm graduated now and working a different job, but I still like to do this for fun. It's like a nice, relaxing thing to do in a way, even though I stress over it too much. A fine addition to your collection. Yes, to my collection. Indeed. I couldn't help myself. I finally watched ReZero and I'm like, okay, fine. I'll take another waifu to add to my collection. Not sure about what's going on with the face right now, but I'll just go with it. Sometimes you just gotta push through and trust in yourself. It'll turn out okay. Ah, I see. I have an idea. Bam. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. There we go. Look at that topology. Beautiful. Collection? Oh, it's fine. My brain auto-completed to collection. You know, my Star Wars brain. Collection. I think you made a new word there. How's the stream, by the way? Is the quality okay? Is it choppy or grainy at all? And is the audio okay? It's kind of hard to test and see it on my end. So I'd appreciate it. You could tell me. Mouse wheel, come on. Mouse wheel, there we go. My mouse wheel does not want to cooperate at times. Stream is fine. It's all nice. Awesome. Thank you for the feedback. Appreciate it. Okay, the lip is not looking very nice here. Let's fix it up. Could probably do with a little bit more geometry here. I'll select this loop and bevel it out. I'm not going to be able to follow the reference directly because I think the reference isn't quite what we're going to want to go for, but we'll try to do something similar to it. She has no cheeks either, so let's fix that. She needs cheeks. Hide that so it doesn't get moved and in the way. Models are very scary without textures. They're just heart-wrenching. Yeah. They're something else for sure. It's I get so used to it that I don't really think of it anymore. But I remember, yeah, totally, like, whenever I first start, man, it's like, oh my god, this thing's gonna suck out my soul. Opinion on realistic nose versus anime nose. I personally prefer just anime nose if I'm going to make an anime character. Some people like to have more realism on their noses and such, but I'm not really a fan of it personally. Sometimes it can look good depending on how you do it, but a lot of what I've seen I've not been much of a fan of, but it's just my take on it. What's your opinion on it? What do you guys think? Because that's not really anything I've talked about with anyone much. Their opinions for. I've done enough finessing for now. Let's do my trick of 100 millimeters and then pull the image over top. And this will give us a better idea of our perspective. This should be back. There we go. Anime nose looks better on anime character. Who here's in the roast guys tutorial? I think for me, I know you weren't necessarily asking me directly, but for me, I think Royal Skies was not doing tutorials when I was first starting to do. And he made an anime character, but I don't really consider it's not really much of an anime character. It's like just like a stylized character more than an anime character, I feel like. It didn't turn out bad, but not at all. But it's not like, at least it's not traditional, I guess, anime characters, I'm trying to say. There's a couple Japanese model modelers that do a really good job. I don't really recommend for people who are really new, I don't recommend watching those speed modeling videos where it's like a time lapse, because I feel like it makes it look easier than it is, as well as it doesn't really explain what they're doing. It only shows what they are doing. So it's good if you have basic concepts already in mind, but if you're kind of still learning some of those concepts, I think it, if anything, it can be harmful, but more likely it just won't be that specifically useful to you. I think that's my opinion with something like that, though. All right, so to give her some life, we're going to finish up the forehead, and then we're gonna go on to something else. I'm starting to get tired of the face, and when you get tired of modeling something, at least for me, I will just move on to something else and get back to it later. Because faces especially are not going to look that good until you get further along, even if you... It's hard to tell, basically, if you have a good head or not. Because this one's not looking too great in my opinion. It looks fine, but we'll have to just keep working on it to actually see if that's the case or not. If you catch my drift. Oops, that is not okay. There we go. It's a very tall head. Let's fix that. Our head should not be that tall. I think it should be about from the eye to the chin. Should be the same length as the top of the head-ish. Okay. Let's work on doing some of the hair. Well, alright, let's make the back of the head. That's probably needed, isn't it? To do that, we subdivide a cube. And merge it with the face, if we can select it, please. There we go. Get rid of the other side. Okay, great. She has a long head. That is fine. Usually hair takes up a lot of the back, so let's squish it in a bit. Something like that, I believe, should be it. We'll go with that for now. Sure, I'll take that quad. That's kind of weird. You'll take quads where you can get them. Let's merge all of this in. Clipping is on. This is looking a little strange. Let's make the neck whole. It should start there and end about here. So we shall use that as our reference for it. The hardest part to model for you is always the hair. I 100% agree. It's hair and head. Sometimes I feel like I can do a head okay. Sometimes I can feel like I do hair slightly better than my head. But either way, head is always one of the most struggled things for sure. It's very annoying. If only we could just have easy to make hair. My models would be 200% times better in my opinion. Because hair is always the thing I struggle on. I wish I could get better at it. The only way I'm gonna get better is if I keep making models, I guess. So here I am, still making models. That is really ugly. Oh my god. Let's fix the poor cranium. The poor head. The mega mind. Just had too much neutron blast. Now she looks smooth brain. There we go. It's better. The hair will hide. The hair will hide it. It's fine. The hair will save all of the trauma or all of our head trauma we've suffered. Do I have any tips for hair? I think the hardest part for hair is choosing, at least for anime hair, is choosing what method you want to go with. I think all methods are valid. I think some methods are better in certain situations than others. So I think choosing the right method for making hair based on what you want is really important, and I'll help you get better, like, looking hair in the future. I'll talk about methods in a minute when I go to start making the hair. I'm about to do that right now. There's like 3 different methods. There's really 2, but there's 3 technically. Nose looks kind of big. I don't know. Something looks off about it. We'll look at it later more. Trying not to get obsessed over the details right now. Just trying to make a basic head. Does that look good? I think this is starting to look okay. Keep getting stuck in orthographic on accident, which is bad. I try not to be in orthographic too much with this stuff because it totally distorts the way you look at it. Oh yeah, modeling tip for anything orthographic bad. Only use it if you know specifically what you want to use it for and have a reason for it. Otherwise, don't be in it. Alright, we'll leave it at that for now. We will make some basic hair and then we'll do some eyelashes and such. The way I like to make hair, and this is the first method I would talk about, is modeling hair. Like literally taking a plane or a model of any kind and just kind of tracing like a 2D. The way I like to model hair is do a 2D outline, like a trace of it in 2 dimensions, and then shape it back out to 3 dimensions, and then I'll alter it again to match. So like in this case, this hair is a little funky, but the way I'm going to do it is like this, I think, and then I'm going to follow this side and kind of pull it out like this. And there's another piece that comes out. I'm not sure how I'm going to model this, but for now we're just going to literally just do something like this. Yep, and that's literally just all I do to begin it. And then I'll go around and I'll do more for the rest. Let's actually do the longer hair here. And see that there's already a inconsistency in the hair model. So now we just got to do our own artistic interpretation and freedom of how we want it to be. So much fun. Let's add another edge here and make it a triangle so we have some more volume to work with. I think we'll probably have two strands, one on the outside that's larger towards the back, and then another one on the inside. That probably splits off around near where the head ends, right here. Let's make that. Do that here. Be smaller. Or actually have them merge together. The top. The second, sorry, I kind of got distracted. So the second way of doing hair, which a lot of people like to use, and I use in certain situations, are curves, which you've probably seen a lot of. If you've searched for like how to make hair in Blender on YouTube, a really common one you're probably going to have seen a lot of is using curves. Curves are really good in certain scenarios and situations, and it can even be better than modeling even for normal hair if you know how to do it right. But it's really hard to use curves for anime hair properly, and I can't really do it, and that's why I don't use curves for stuff like this. You could probably use curves for like the side hair a bit if you do it correctly. I would experiment, except I'm trying to like be fast about it, so instead I'm just going to do what I know. But curves are another way of doing it, which is valid. And the third way is like a mixture of the two, which is like cards of sorts, hair cards, which is like basically using curves but only for flat planes, and then using the texture of the flat planes to kind of help with you know, like a lot of like more realistic game hair and stuff. People like to do that even with anime models, and it can be okay. But I think that's like the least appealing in a lot of scenarios for how you'd want to make the hair look. So a lot of this hair here in the front, it all kind of merges together really cleanly on the top. And I think we want to mimic that. I think it'll help make the texturing and the modeling easier anyways. So we'll try to just look at the top here as well. So by this point, they've merged and are pretty flat with the head. We can actually select this half of the hair and mirror it. Since it should be the same on both sides, and then just turn on clipping and fill in the gaps. So she has another strand of hair that tucks below the larger strand on the side, so we can try to do that. Let's add a subdivision surface on this now. Help get more geometry in for free. Oh, free. Comes down. But the eyeball it tucks back in. I think we should actually have this all scooted up more. To help with the profile on the front, not profile, but the front view. Curve, when you get to UV unwrapping, is just a nightmare. Well, I mean, curves are auto unwrapped, right? It shouldn't be that bad. If you're having trouble with UV unwrapping, you shouldn't need to unwrap them. You should just need to like sort them, right? Because they unwrap like a cylinder would. At least I believe, if I remember. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. So it's not necessarily getting the unwrap, but it's using the unwrap like in a good way. Yeah. I can definitely see how that's challenging. It is. They're annoying to work with. That is another, I guess, good reason of unwrapping like with modeling is just that the unwrap is you understand how to unwrap it since you kind of modeled it to begin with. I can see that as an advantage, I guess. I'm not really liking how this is turning out at all. I think I'm not going to do like the weird merging I was trying to do earlier, because I think that's actually ruining the hair more than it is helping with the look. So I'm going to undo that quick. Fix this up. This hair is going to, well, this is going to get deleted first. Okay. Let's just break this up a bit. Let's do something like this. I think I'm going to do one of these. I've been doing this recently on some of my hair strands, where I'll, instead of doing a triangle, I'll do like a double edge on both sides, and makes it flat, but it kind of like makes it look a little nicer, I guess. More like you would expect from like an anime character, I guess. I think it looks kind of nice, so I've been doing that more. Actually, I think I'm going to swap these around like that. looking better. Here's some eyebrows and eyelashes, I guess. Let's see what this is. Aha, this should be a lot more in the front. That makes sense. Let's fix that. Let's bring this over to the side. Alright, let's take a look at her face. Her cheeks are way too much. It's too much. Hone those in a bit. That part of the face could like come out more, I think. There we go, that's better. Looks sad. He's frowning. Oh, interesting. Her eyes are very round for like an anime character. Got very spiky, hairy eyelashes. It's like one of my the coolest things about her design. I've never seen hairy like crazy hairy eyelashes. I mean, on like an anime character before. It works out really well too. It looks really good. Okay, that's looking all right. Let's grab this bottom edge and smooth it out a bit. Same thing with the top edge. I think we could have another one here and okay. Right, so for the head, we want to get this out there. Okay, so let's get our how do we want to make it volume or give it volume? I mean, let's get some color in here first. Let's do flashes. Make it white. Make it so we use our material color. Give this the face. She has like an ever so slightly pink tone to her. I don't even think we can do it in shader. Probably not. There we go. Then this will just be hair. Fully white. Let's set up a really simple shader for it. Do a color ramp, a shader to RGB, constant. Change it back to not use nodes. Like that should be fine. We should color pick it. There we go. So now our white's going to be the same. The hair, both hair and the eyebrows are the same. So we should just use the hair itself. Let this be totally white. Then use this, and instead of making it totally white, we're just making it mostly white. So our sun lamp angled to be 90 degrees, and the strength to be 2. And darker like that for the shadow. Okay. Then let's actually just set up a custom normal quick for this. There we go. Now we have some better normals. And let's just set this to like 0.9. We have a little bit of lip coverage and such. I'll do the same thing as I did in my previous model, which is add a vertex group. with all of the actual face vertices. That would be all of you plus one more. Do face norm. Assign those and then apply it to our here. There we go. We can also set this to not affect on the nose. And then also on the inside of the mouth in a second. Oh, sorry I'm so quiet. I'm getting like into the I don't know if I'm getting into the zone or if I'm zoning out, so I'm quieter. It's one of the two, I think. I'm not sure which. I'm just trying to get these lips sorted out because they're a little wonky. There we go. It's not looking too bad. Select the inner loops here, and let's remove those. Yeah, there we go. Let's finish the eye and just give it a black color for now. You don't know what to say? Oh, that's fine. Yeah, you guys don't need to say anything. I feel like I should at least talk about what I'm doing a little bit, because it's always, you know, I like explaining. Right now, I'm not sure how to explain some of those things I'm doing. I guess right now what I'm doing is getting the shape of the head a little better. A lot of small things that might be off, you know, kind of off about it. So I'm trying to go through systematically and find what doesn't look right and try to fix it a bit. Actually, this can just use hair. Should be fine. The reason you can see the hair easy, Actually, the face could be a little tanner. Did I say color drop it? Nope. That color drop did not work. Oh, I know why. I need to change my color space to standard. Ah, so much better. You can actually see the color. Wow. Okay. There we go. That's a little better, I guess. And then usually when you use white, you don't utilize straight gray. You always give it a little bit of blue. Why? No clue. That's just what I found, kind of. Is what people do. So I will do it as well. Because it does work decently enough. Oh, no, don't make a new one. Use hair. It still does not look that great, but we will get it to look good. All part of the process. Make another collection and add all the things I don't need to see normally so we can hide it and not have it in the way. I'm going to pull in a ref, another ref of her. Like a 3/4 view. Here we go, I found one. This one will be good. So let me pull that in actually again. There we go. So I'll also rotate this one a bit. Mirror it the other way. something like that. Just as a rough guide here. Actually not too far off. Her face has a little more width to it though. So if I do that. No, I think it's just this actually that I'm looking at. Oh, wait, I think I understand. It's looking pretty good. Thank you. I think we can get a lot better on this. But we're definitely making progress in the right direction. I'm not sure what looks off about it. Something does. It might just be a matter of fact of walking away and taking another look at it later. That oftentimes solves most of my problems. So I'm sure I'll be working on this more later this weekend. I'll probably take a break soon and get back to it at a later point again. I'm not sure what's going on with the shading here. Oh, that's what's going on. I see. I see. I think we have inverted. Yeah, there we go. We have inverted faces all over the place. You nailed her drag look? What do you mean by drag look? We need inner eyes. I completely forgot about that. Oh, the eyes. Gotcha, gotcha. Sweet. Let's just add a new material and have this be base color. Actually, we'll probably give the hair material again. Since it's just white. Oh god. We messed it up. Add a new one. Hair assign. There we go. Okay, bye Harubi. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. It's nice. I'll be doing this more later, so if you want to catch me maybe then, I hope to see you there. Probably tomorrow. I'll be doing this more. Huh. I guess that's so. No, it is inverted. What the heck? Stop being inverted. There we go. Or give some volume. Let's see if we just had to solidify what happens. Way too thick. Too bad. I think we add a thickness clamp. Oops, wrong one. There we go. With 1. There we go. Then we make them pointed. And also add a weighted normal. Enable auto smoothing. There we go. Now here are the weird shading on it. Got a pretty thick nose for anime. Let's change that. Yeah, it's looking pretty good now. Let's mark these as sharp. Don't get in the way. I think there was some like small little, I think there's like 3 of them on the edge. Something like that. We'll get rid of the thickness that they have at a later point, but just for now, these are temporary. Give them something like that. For visual sake, something that'll help us with the hair is we can add some like rim lighting, because I'm not really happy with how it's kind of looking at the moment. So to do that, we can add a Fresnel with a color ramp. Preview this first. So the color ramp we want to have, yeah, something like this basically. Want to be linear. No, constant, that's what I mean. There we go. So something like this, I guess. And we can, I guess, add. No, mix RGB. No, not mix RGB. What is it? RGB. What is mix RGB? I did add that, I think, on accident. Maybe this should go into factor, and then white. And then we can see what that looks like. And instead of white, we want to do like this color. Switch it around. There we go. Yeah, that's working. I want to do something more blue. There we go. It seems just like a little nicer to me. There we go. Oof. Yikes, this is intense. Finally starting to like take shape though, so that's good. We're getting somewhere on it. We'll definitely have to make sure we do some good outlines though on the white so it's easier to see. So right now it's hard to see. But I think we are done for now. So thank you for tuning in. Probably around the same time tomorrow, maybe earlier. I have no clue. For the next part of the stream where I'll probably be doing the back of the hair and then the body. And then maybe just some touches up for everything else between, of course. But I try not to rely on getting one thing looking super duper good before I do the rest, right? Kind of work roughly, get everything out, and then get it looking better once we have everything in place. So thank you for watching, and I will talk to you hopefully later. So goodbye, guys.